Sorry, son. I know this is an inconvenient time, but I have to do this now.
Whoa! Dad? What are you doing here? What the?
That is the spirit of the ancient item you used to create the power core for your watch. Quickly, we must send him to the spirit realm before he escapes. Go now!
Oh snap, we got it. Oh, shit. Dad? I think this one's gonna be a team effort.
Agreed, son.
He looks grumpy. Alright, Ghosty. I've about had enough of you. For a ghost. Dude, it's harder than a freight train. I felt that and I was in the form of a dinosaur. Oh. My shoulder's never gonna heal right.
Be warned, son. Even though we have banished that spirit today, there is no guarantee he cannot return. That is the spirit of an ancient pharaoh, and he is not going to be satisfied because you used his millennium item as a power source for your watch.
You mean that thing could come back? Note to self. Stay out of Egyptian tombs and melting down artifacts for power cores. Mystical artifacts are definitely something I should have thought about not toying with for a power core. Too late now. Hey, what's up guys? It's your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero, Ben 2000 YGO. I want to, first of all, before we get started, I want to apologize if the video is going to be a little choppy. I'm having some equipment issues. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Some of the things are going to be a little bit choppier than they used to be. I don't know what's happening with my system. So, just fair warning. That's just going to be something that's going to be something we'll have to work around as we go forward. But that's okay. I don't really think you guys care to see my face anyway. As per usual, after we have this little conversation at the front, it's time for that replay footage. So, let's go check that out. All right, guys, there you have it. That was the replay footage. Short, sweet, and to the point. I showed you some notable games. And then I want to go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room that you guys probably noticed is Collapse Serpent and Wyverburster were both in the replay footage. I replaced those eventually with Gigantus because Gigantus works a little bit better for what I was trying to do with this deck. The point of this particular dinosaur build is, again, this is kind of playing off of my last video where I talked about all the different kinds of dinosaur decks you could build. Is a Lost World variant that doesn't have Archosaur. So even though Archosaur, yes, is a more optimal build, there's no disputing that. But unfortunately, that card's price tag is just flat out ridiculous. Its price tag is way higher than the card is worth, in my opinion. It's a good card, it's a powerful card, it's definitely a great extender, but it's $50 is just too damn much for a card for what it is. Personally, I don't even. There's a lot of cards that are overpriced in the game, but that's a video conversation for another day. So the point of this deck is probably, as you guys can see, is going to be a little bit different than the normal Lost World build. So, as you guys can see on the screen, we're playing triple of the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. The reason why is because we want to get to this guy ASAP. That's why we're playing the Overtex, because it's a cheaper option than the alternative. And the one pill, because, you know, that's all I could afford. Excuse me. We played the Kaiju because this is going to help us get around things like the Red-Eyes Dark Dragoon. Which, the good news is the dinosaur deck is kind of built to handle monsters like that. But because it's a board, because ultimately, from my perspective, at the end of the day, a dinosaur deck is a board breaker deck. That's its sole purpose, is to break boards and smash through big monsters and multiple negates. That's kind of the point of the dinosaur deck. It's kind of to balance out those heavy combo decks who are like, I'm just gonna build a board that says no to everything. And of course, the dinosaurs can, depending on what they draw, fight past things that are very control-oriented. Just kind of depends on what you draw. It's a little bit up to luck like that, but then again, the game has always had an element of luck that a lot of players don't want to acknowledge, but it is what it is. Like I said, Overtext to get to Pill, which is going to give you to the Big Daddy Tyranno. You got to have Pankratops. This is also a board-breaking card. It can help get past back row, force out negations and responses. Giant Rex, very key card in this particular build. Not so much in some of the other dinosaur players. I've noticed that a lot of the more competitive guys are cutting this card, but you don't have to do that, and that's where this card kind of comes in. Gigantus is here to kind of facilitate abusing Giant Rex a little bit more than a normal dinosaur deck would. Also, it's playable with getting rid of babies. So the idea here is that we have all of these cards here that these earth monsters that get to the graveyard really quick and easy, which is the reason why we were playing these in the initial one. But in every instance where I drew these guys, it turns out Gigantus here was not only an easier monster to summon because we filled the graveyard with earth monsters very quickly. It just turns out it's the extra search that is possible off of them just isn't necessary for what we're trying to do with our extra deck. Then you got your standard dinosaur plays. You got your pain in the ass Blossom, as I call it, because I don't really like Ash Blossom, but unfortunately it's a card you kind of have to play. Effect Veiler really is almost more like the 4th and 5th Ash Blossom, because 9 times out of 10, the cards that you're stopping with Effect Veiler, you're also stopping with Ash Blossom, so it is what it is there. Your Harpy's Feather Duster, because you got to tell the control players to stop it, go away. Brush them under the rug, if you will. You got your Fossil Digs, your Dark Hole. Now, your Dark Hole also combos well with the babies, which is kind of another reason why I'm playing it. It's also going to combo with the Shade Brigadine and Lost World. So the idea here is you have Dark World, Dark Hole in here so we can get to our Oviraptor faster and get our pluses going. As well as it's also a board wipe. So if your opponent isn't playing something like or doesn't have a card that is very, what do you call it, destruction resistant, Dark Hole can get through it. There are still boss monsters that have trouble, surviving something like Dark Hole, so it's still a viable card. And most importantly, it blows up our baby dinosaurs. Or it can combo with Shade Brigandine and Lost World, so we can protect the Shade Brigandine, because Shade Brigandine comes out as a normal monster. And then, of course, Lost World will kill a dinosaur in the deck instead of the normal monster, which can allow us to then make our rank 4 play. We also have Foolish Burial. This is also just get Overtext or Giant Rex into the graveyard, Terraforming, get to Lost World, and of course, Cosmic Cyclone is in here for the same reason that we play Harvey's Feather Duster. It's just another card to kind of tell the control players who are very back-oriented to bugger off. Alright, then we come to the extra deck. We got Link Haribo in here because there are going to be times when you have to play Jirakeolo, and Jirakeolo also gets us to our Synchro plays. And it's just another way to fill the graveyard with dinosaurs, which is very important for a deck that is very focused on Ultimate Doctor Tyranno. Pentas deck facilitates OTKs. Nightmare Phoenix, another card for back row hate. Borreload is in here to get rid of problematic monsters. There's a Tenyi monster that I think is annoying. There's also the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This guy can take it because Dragoon can't respond to the effect to take him, essentially. So there's that potential there, as well as, and then you have the negate for a turn, and then it just Borreload's also like, oh, I can't be targeted by monster effects, which comes in handy. Dugaris helps with OTKs, can fix busted up hands that need to be better. So there's that. Exciton Knight is another, like, more of, it's kind of like, it's basically JD, but for rank 4 decks. You just have to have less cards than your opponent, which dinosaurs thrive on. So this card's very handy. Baguska. Now this card is also in here because, again, for Dragoon, but it also is really handy if you're up against the Virtual World matchup, because if you make this card against Calamities, yes, they'll Calamities you, but you have ways to summon 2 level 4s in this deck very easy without activating an effect. So then you get to make Baguska, and Baguska's effect to stop defense position monsters from activating their effects isn't an activated effect. Now, of course, there will be other factors that you'll have to think about in that move, but the idea here is now they're stunned for a turn too, so it's kind of like a, ha, now you're stunned type of thing. It doesn't mean there aren't outs, of course, but, just letting you know ahead of time, it'll stun them a little bit. Tornado Dragon, same concept as Pancratops, Cosmic, it's back row hate. Okay, Dolka, double negate, monster negate, so it's a 2-for-1, very powerful. Lagia stops the summon, spells and traps. Utopia, also another card to help get around problematic monsters like Dragoon. I think people are underestimating how powerful Dragoon is. So, yeah, we're going to have Utopia the Lightning in here, combination to do that. You could also do the Utopia double thing. I just don't have Utopia double, so since I don't own it, I'm not going to bother playing it, because this is my personal dinosaur build right now. Gustav Max facilitates OTKs. Same with High Speed Roy Chambara, and then, of course, Trishula, because we have ways to get extra level 4 monsters out there, and Jirakeolo is basically free with Miscellaneousaurus. So, there you go, guys. It can take 3 cards away from the opponent, from their graveyard, their hand, and their field, which is still very good even today. Even though it's not quite as powerful as it used to be. Anyway, guys, that's all we got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry if the video's a little bit choppier than I would like, but until I can afford to upgrade my tech, it's just going to be something we're going to have to work around. If you guys want to help me with that, though, I do have merch. I have a Teespring, and I would really appreciate it if you guys would buy merch and help me replace my very broken and or outdated tech. I was lucky enough that the folks were able, if you follow me on Instagram, you guys would know the folks were able to help me replace my secondary screen. They gave me my Christmas present early, or my Yule present, because I'm a pagan. Just the rest of my family members celebrate Christmas, so I just that's another story. I'm rambling. Anyway, guys, if you guys made it to this point in the video, I just want to say thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you, and I wish you guys a happy holiday from my family to yours. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you guys later on when I try to if I can make a holiday video. We'll see. That may not be guaranteed, so I'm not gonna make any promises. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm Ben 10,000 yugioh, and I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero. Peace.